너와 나 우리의 여름밤.
Hi, I'm really glad you guys could join me this week. We're starting off on a coffee date. I just wanted to chit chat and say how grateful I am to have a 2-week break between my last show and my next. I was just in Portland for Rose City Comic Con and I had a really amazing time hanging with my friend and a chill experience at the con itself. This was perhaps the first triple back-to-back-to-back weekend I've ever done, with it really being like nearly 4 to 5 events in a row within just August and September alone. I am so ready to soak in this empty schedule and just breathe.
오늘은 그 말을 하기 싫어.
We got the rosemary twist, and we got a slice of jalapeno cheddar. Not a slice, we got the whole one.
해본 것 같아 고백은 조금씩 상하잖아.
Here I am at my local consignment store that I sell at. I am moving from a slat wall display to a smaller tabletop display in the front of the store. The rent is cheaper and this store doesn't make me a lot of money, but it's truly passive income, and I love when people see me at events and exclaim that they've seen my stuff from this place. I was actually going to withdraw everything from this store because they went through some reorganizing and changed their payout structure for their vendors. It wasn't going to be worth it for me, so I intended to end my relationship with the store. Nothing against them, it was a pure business decision, and I still love that shop and the attention to detail that the staff do for the store. But anyways, after some back and forth, they offered an arguably better placement for cheaper at the front of the store, so here I am adding new price tags to some of my newer stickers and bags to the small table display, which is just a very compact space of about 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. So this little cart has a lot of my old display materials from my previous setup, and I am just deconstructing parts of it to add to the new display. Since the new setup is smaller, I have to be extremely selective with what I am now going to sell. I choose to individually wrap up all the mini prints because in a store, I feel like it's different and more official than setting up for a convention. I know it would be overwhelming to wrap hundreds of my mini prints for every convention, so that is just never gonna happen. Honestly, it might be a little while before I start profiting from being in the store again, since I had to buy new displays. The wooden postcard spinner cost about $40, the other pegboard spinner cost $20, and the various trays and shelf cost about another maybe like $30 total. On top of the various fees and the store's cut, I don't think I'll be making much for the first couple of months, but I do genuinely like this store, and I like the idea of having some of my products accessible for those of you who live in the valley. This is my old sign, and I'm trying to figure out a new placement for it. I have a height restriction, so I can't really stand it on top of my displays, but it ended up fitting really well under my spinner display, so I'm happy that my brand is still visible.
Load it up! Usually when I get orders overnight, I try to do them first thing the next morning, so by the end of the day I can stop by the post office and get them shipped off. So we have about 3 orders, from like small items to big items, so we're just gonna pack them up and then ship them out. And honestly, I never get a lot of big orders unless it's like a shop update, but let's see. This one has a poster as part of the order. So this is the poster. This is Gigi in the kitchen. I think I'm going to be phasing her out because she's had a great time, but it's time. And then this one also came with 2 stickers, like this. And I'm just going to put them in the same packaging so we're not using excess. There's this. Okay. I think I'm gonna write a little note for this person. I don't always have time to do notes, but I feel like when I can, it's appreciated. Just a little. I I have shockingly terrible handwriting, by the way. We'll put this on the back side so the adhesive doesn't stick to the paper. Okay, easy enough. And I also already pre-stamped these, but I have two size stamps. One is this little guy from my first stamp rally that I was part of, and then this one was a sponsorship where I got a free stamp from No Issue. But I also like to add stickers to the packaging just to make it cute. Even though I know that they're gonna be ignored, I have some like, please handle with care and please don't bend. Please don't bend. Especially since there's a flat print in here. So the bright orange one I'll put on both sides just so because it's so bright. Hopefully the postal workers will kind of see it. And then I have this roll of stickers as well. This says, please handle with care. It's right here. And one last one is this is my favorite because it has my little logo, my little OC on there. And I'll just throw that on the back right here. And then I just use a simple brown paper tape. I like this because it's super, super sticky, but it's really easy to okay, and then just needs the print label, and then she's ready. And then this one was for Karen. This next one was just a pin, and so I store the pins in these tiny, really cheap linen draw bags, but this is the pin, tiger pin. And then I also threw in a freebie sticker. These ones are really old, but I love it, and I think people appreciate it. They're just really cute. These guys can be put in here. Tie it up. And this one goes in this mailer. Nice. And this one is for Cheryl. Just a simple stamp letter. And is just one print, my Clubhouse print. Pretty simple. I'm gonna throw in a freebie for them too. I don't do freebies for every single order, just because sometimes I just don't have time to grab them, but right now we're okay. Even though there's adhesive on this one, I find that these envelopes adhesives will pop open. So I just like to add some reinforcement. Good old Elmer's. And there we go. It's pretty easy. 3 orders done. One of my most recent additions to the shop are these gorgeous large canvas prints. I love the way that these came out, but they are quite expensive. I just restocked on a bunch of them, and because they are so pricey, I am individually wrapping and tubing them. I still don't know how I feel about having such an expensive item in my store, especially since they are an absolute pain to travel with, because I need to bring a couple of copies of each illustration. I've had them at a handful of cons now, and I will sell anywhere from absolutely none to like 15. It's hard to say if they're worth it right now. The only thing I can predict with certainty is that the whiskey print is the best seller across all events. I want to do this to all the canvas prints that I have, so that way traveling with it is way easier, and when I pass it on to a potential buyer, it's more well protected, and I think that just gives them a lot more security, and I'm feeling like this is really like a luxury thing. I might add like my little stamp right here and make it really cute for branding, but pretty happy with this idea. This is an idea that came from Yumi, so thank you so much. Oh. It'd be better to just put it on top like this. Maybe like this. Oh, I actually like it on the top. Now that I'm home, I have one more show to do in Salt Lake, and then I will be free until December.
I'm not going to take my 2-month break for granted. I will be planning and making plenty of new things for a small holiday update. I'm thinking a cocoa themed holiday update, maybe just the color of cocoa, a rich brown colored theme. I have never really done seasonal updates, mostly because I am a very slow artist and always miss the deadlines I impose on myself. So even though I kind of miss seasonal themes, I generally end up with creations and products that are somewhat evergreen. I really want to rehaul all my illustrations and stickers though. Many of my products are like 2 years old and that kind of bothers me. I know my supporters love my stuff, but y'all deserve new goodies. This week has been a recap of resting and feeling like getting my business grounded again. I know it's been a slower vlog and not very exciting, but I am really glad you're here. I have already started a new illustration piece, so please come back next week so I can show you my idea and the start of my process. I really like this idea and I think it will really fit the turn of the season from summer to fall. Okay, see you next week.